And nothing supersedes that because, this is my purpose. And then having the opportunity to live your purpose. And I talk to people every day who are doing something to pay bills, but wish that they didn't have to, do that for a living. So, I definitely feel that I have to serve you. I have to serve you at every chance that I get. Indeed. Thank you so much for logging in tonight at the afroeconomicscom.com. You went to the events page, or you're on my email list, and I emailed that I'm going to talk about the stock market and do a stock market update. As you see behind me, that the business community, or I should say, the stock market at least, is taking a big hit because of the growth of the coronavirus. And we really have to think about, what does that have to do with the stock market? And when you don't understand what it has to do with the stock market or what it has to do with your finances, it's because you don't really have a full grasp of when you invest in stocks, what you're really investing in. And a lot of people don't. They think that investing in stocks is something like the lotto, or you're just throwing these things. And some people approach it that way. But as an investment advisor, there's a science and a methodology behind it. The Afroeconomics is about financial planning, a comprehensive financial plan that I developed to just destroy the wealth gap that exists. Oh, y'all so good talking to each other, and to talk to everyone, me and everyone else that's in attendance. Mr. Jenkins, you can say all panelists and attendees when you type, because panelists, then you only talking to me, but I love it when I see y'all talking to each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's to everyone who's watching on our Afroeconomics with JB Bryan YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and we will bring more and more information to you. So this update, this market update, this financial update, this empowerment update was powered by JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afroeconomics. I'm JB Bryan, the president and chief investment officer of JB Bryan Financial Group. My firm, I started in 1995 after years of being a stockbroker. Now, my investment advisory firm, I have investment portfolios, insurance and annuities, as well as entrepreneurship planning. I help with tax strategies and Afroeconomics membership for comprehensive financial planning. And I even have a level for a free membership called No Excuses, because there's no excuse for not being financially empowered. I also have a huge video library that's available through the website or through YouTube. So let's talk about protecting your finances from the coronavirus or anything else. Now, think about how many times, I know throughout my career, but just throughout your lifetime, have you seen there's always going to be something that's going on? And I think I'm going to change my backdrop so that we don't have to look at that all day. That'll just be at the beginning. I would much rather you look at something positive, because we're going to move on past the corona, and I'm going to continue to encourage you to be financially empowered. But how do we deal with the here and now? The coronavirus is scaring the stock market, it's scaring employers, it's frightening business owners. I know that this will impact my business because it will impact you. So how do we protect ourselves? So I just have a couple of ideas for you, and then I'm going to let you go. Now, we have one thing, I'm going to call it don't run inside. You remember when your mom would say, don't run inside the house? Why? Because she didn't want you to hurt yourself, right? So what I suggest now is that you don't hurt yourself. because of what's going on in the stock market. And it's natural to want to just take an easy way out, ease the pain of any changes that you've seen in your portfolio, and you want to see it, you want to see and feel the volatility. Most people want to feel it stop quickly. So they sell everything and they leave the stock market altogether. They even sell stuff that even may not even be in the stock market. They just sell everything. So and many investors make that fatal. It can kill your future when you allow your emotions to dictate your financial decisions, especially your long-term financial decisions. Because when you when you run inside and hurt yourself, you ultimately could be turning a temporary loss into a permanent loss because you sold and it wasn't a valid concern of yours at that particular time. Because you may not be retiring for another 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. So some people say, oh my goodness, I better sell this because I'm gonna lose some money. And then they have to figure out, okay, what do I do now? Because I'm not retiring anytime soon. But you have to remember that 5 years less, that is sometime soon. So, I mean, I've seen it take 10 years or more to really feel that you're moving forward. So I say that if you have at least more than 10 years between you and when you want to spend that money, based on historical performance, stocks are a valid option for you to consider. The stock market, stock funds, stock ETFs, stocks in any different form, as long as they have a great historical performance. But you may need to get help. And research says that investors who sell after a market drop have lower long-term returns than those who hold on and wait for the market to rebound. And we talked a lot about that over the weekend, especially on our Friday in our members only meeting. We're talking about just the delayed gratification. When I went into the entrepreneurship workshop, that how important it is to allow yourself to have time to build your business, and that it's not going to be overnight. Well, when you're investing in equities, stocks, you're buying part of a company, and the company is real, and the company is run by real people. It's run by people just like you. So things change, things need time to recover. And if you want the long-term growth to outperform, if you want to have even a chance of outperforming these ever lower interest rates, because if you get out of growth potential, you're going into things with lower interest rates, with things for security, and interest rates are lower. So that is cool if it's money that you know that you cannot afford to lose. But if you still don't have enough money and you're retiring 20 years from now, it's time for you to really consider getting help. If you're about to retire and you're at a loss, like I have several calls. Most of the calls that have come in are from people who don't have an advisor and want me to help them maximize what they have. Because my clients, my goal is to make sure that they're already set up appropriately, that they're already protected from the short-term volatility of the stock market if they are uncomfortable with that. Now, granted, there are some people who love this volatility because they have cash and we're going in to buy more. And as I slightly mentioned, this could be a good time to consider an advisor, a good time to consider joining a comprehensive financial plan, like getting into Afro Economics, into the full service capacity, and investing a little time and a little money into yourself and getting service. You spend $100 on a massage, but for individual membership, it's only $30. When Morningstar's research found that a good financial advisor can add to a managed portfolio. So, but we have to have that. We have to move away from just being sold things and move into an environment where you're giving advice on things that you have right now. because the clients that met me years before their retirement, I saw they had a lot more money than people that I met just at retirement. Because before retirement, I'm able to help you as you approach retirement. And we look at it and we check it every quarter and we set up the allocation correctly and we change it as we get closer and closer to that date that you want to get out of there. But even after you get out of there, we have to be careful also to make sure that if there's a certain amount of money that you don't want to lose, that's what's important to me. And that's where it comes in, where it's good that I also have licenses in insurance that allows me to show clients things like hybrid annuities, fixed annuities. I may have a client that has $2 million. And I'm like, if you want to make sure you're always a millionaire, well, let me show you something that will make sure that you always have at least this. Because I say that if you want to make sure that you are never exposed to volatility in the market, then you better stay out of the market. And then, so we have to look at alternatives on how we protect our money. But if you're limited by what licenses that person has or what they do, if they can't work as an investment advisor and also have an insurance license, then you're limited by what they can offer unless you are able to listen into things like this and see that there are ways for you to protect yourself. So work retirement plans are very important for you to, even some employers are hiring investment advisors to work with the employees while they are working. And that is them confirming Afroeconomics is right on point. They're following us. The first thing that I do when I talk to my new members is to see what they're currently doing, not find out what I can sell to them. I want to help you maximize what you're currently doing. And if you're currently doing something that's crazy, like I've met some people who are in high fee funds that have like 4.5, 4.5, 5.5 internal expenses. When we're researching it, we see, oh, wow, look at the expenses on that fund that you have. And then we'll look at alternatives because you're automatically helping yourself by looking at investments that have a lower expense inside them. And when my portfolios are no loads, so they do not have the sales charges inside of the mutual fund itself. I don't even use mutual funds in my portfolios anymore. I use ETFs, exchange traded funds, so we can sell throughout the day. You don't have to wait till the market closes in order to get a confirmation on a sell or buy. Great opportunities that also typically have much lower expenses because they're modeling an index of some sort in many cases. So work retirement plans and protecting them during times like this, because I know it's hard to see 100,000 go into 70,000 on paper quickly within 1 year, but investors with stock heavy retirement plans or retirement accounts that worked, and you've decided that you're putting a lot of it into stock fund options, you can get empowered by getting a better understanding of stock market history and how the market has performed over the long term. So you might ask, like, is a TSP or 401k or 403b, is it safe? Well, you still, just because it's a 401k, that's just a tax code. 403b, 457, those are just tax codes for deferred compensation plans, meaning you're reducing your taxable income in most cases through that contribution if you're doing it pre-tax. You can also make after-tax contributions, but that's a whole nother workshop. So people with 15 years or more until retirement, and they have they really have, I can't say it's enough time, but I can tell you it's probably enough time to see this market rebound after a stock market collapse. I'm gonna say 15 because I've seen it take like 10 years for me to really feel like, okay, we're getting ahead. So because you know, I don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna tell you, but 15 years, I can safely say that you have some time for things to rebound. And as you know, we might see a rebound tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to make up for, you know, how far we are, like almost 20% from the all-time highs like a month ago. But the stock market on average returns about 9% since 1928. So it's likely that even if the stock market does collapse, the long-term stock market or continues to collapse, because we're seeing it drop, the long-term stock market returns based on historical performance may surpass those of the other asset classes like your government bonds and having it in just money market or in cash, right? So these, if what I'm saying sounds like, you know, what is she talking about? Because this is what I was talking about, all I think about all the time. But this, I want you to take advantage of talking to me. Just email me, call me. I have it in the invitation that I sent out. The email jb@jbbryan.com. But when you email me and you ask me to call you, please put your phone number in there. I get that all the time. I get the email and they go, could you call me? I have some questions, you know? And I think that in their subconscious mind, you're so convinced, unfortunately, that you're not going to get a call back, that we set ourselves up to not get a call back. My assistant told me today, like, cause I forwarded, like I'll get an email, I'll forward it to her. I forwarded it right to her desk and it prints out. She was like, you know, it's like, but it doesn't have a phone number, you know? So let me help you, you know, let me help you, help me help you. So if you have something at work or if you're and I think there's a lot of people who have a work retirement plan right now. They check it every day. They're seeing dramatic changes. And you might not even know what your risk tolerance, what your risk level, you might not know what the individual risk level is for each of the funds that you have, because a lot of these plans, they just say, if you're this age, then this is what you'll be in. I mean, like, seriously, how personalized is that? And if you're this, then you should do this. Look at it. Look at the world. When it trips me out when they say, like, this person's 70 years old. Can you believe it? And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like, that's what 70 looks like on her. She's still, or he is still 70. No, 70 is the new 50. You know, no, 70 is not the new 50. You know, we are all individuals, and it's just like that with your money. You know, you are you, and you could be 80 years old and want to be aggressive, and I can appreciate that, because you may have all of the money that you need for your income. You're growing for the next generation. I mean, that's a valid thing. So you don't have to, like, just because, nothing is set in stone. But that's something that I take for granted, because I do work with individual investors as an individual, as individual portfolios. I don't have these like click on the button. Like, you can set up an account, but the account, if you go and try to just set up with me totally automated, the first thing it's going to do is start asking you different risk levels. And the hard part about it, when you click to set up the account, it doesn't ask you for your phone number because we're not allowed to. So if you don't make your own deposit and you don't call me on your own, then I can't communicate with you. And then when I send you the email and you don't reply, but you went in and said, I want to set up this account, then help me help you. Because the company that I use to set up that technology, we're all regulated. So we have these certain things that we can ask and certain things that we can't ask, and then, so you have to be the one who said, okay, I need, call me at this number, don't get that help. Get it. Get it out there. You want to be, whatever you want to be, believe me, getting to the next level of anything in our lives is not going to be easy. So whatever the time that you had to take out to listen to this discussion, to hopefully increase your confidence about understanding what your goals are. Because the only way to make it through this stock market volatility is really that you already had a plan in motion. You already had the plan. If you don't have a plan, don't have an advisor, it could be the most important time for you to do it, because I get too many calls from members and clients that have me telling me what they did after they did it. Oh, I was just calling to let you know that I sold everything yesterday. Woo! Don't be that person. Protect yourself. Get the assistance that you need. If you have an advisor that cares about you, because anybody on my watch, I care about you. I take it personal, your financial success. So also, you have to realize that you have options. Those things that I was discussing about fixed investment options, fixed annuity options. You have annuities with income riders. You have annuities with bonuses. Like, I don't work for any proprietary products. So when I'm looking for something like that, I just shopping for, if you say, I want to have a bonus where they give me, I've found companies that have like 10% bonuses that they give people with. So we're taking somebody with $900,000 almost to $1 million, and they didn't need to have to do anything, and the money is added to their account. But to maximize those opportunities, it has to be appropriate for their risk level. That's a conservative person that's going to be happy with keeping that money, that their main goal is keeping what they have. And the overwhelming majority of people, once that market starts falling, the majority is, look, all I wanted to do is make sure I always had what I got. But the biggest enemy of you keeping what you got is you overspending. So you can also do income riders that give you a fixed amount of income for the rest of your life. That's an option. I don't personally like those, but they work if you have the discipline to stick to that plan, because you have that money there. So you can break your agreement for the income rider, and then it's a waste of money for having done that, because they don't come free. I like things that are free, but I got to get to know you and know what's needed, because some people need that kind of restriction. This is it. This is all I can spend. And it helps if they follow the rules. Understanding your asset allocation. That's your use of different asset classes. You can have asset classes of real estate through real estate investment trust. Like, that would be having some stock exposure to real estate, having some stock exposure to international investments outside of the US. Mainly right now, it could be the most out of favor place to be, would be for international, possibly. Because look at the stuff going on in Italy. But wouldn't that also mean that you're getting it at maybe the best prices in the last 10 years? So we have to look at your risk tolerance, your goals, see what you're looking for. But using your asset classes is the biggest contributor to your overall performance. If you decide that I don't want mostly government bonds in my portfolio, well, then over the long term, your performance is going to be a lot different than a person who said, I want to have 90% into the S&P 500 over the long term. Based on history, the S&P 500 did a lot better, was better at outpacing the cost of living increase, I should say. So that was the biggest difference. That was that asset classes that the investor chose, but you have to make sure we understand that. Because some people are saying, I ain't worried about the stock market anyway, because I don't have no money in stocks. But they have a whole bunch of mutual funds with stocks in them, and they don't even know it. They know it, but they just really didn't think about it. But that's what we're here together for. If you have any questions, I'll hang around for a little bit later. I'm just going to sum it up, because our numbers have doubled since I got started. So I'm just going to run it down a little bit on what I was talking about. Of course, stock market was doing great as we came out of this year. We were doing great, but we've lost from the record highs. And beginning of February, and it's just giving all of that up way into correction territory when you're looking at the S&P 500, and if it stays, we're going to be looking at a bear market. Looks like we're going to be heading into a recession, meaning that we need to be saving our money. We need to be cutting our expenses. We need to change the way we're living. We're kind of, I've seen a lot of people going back into debt, repeating those errors. And I've been telling you all that we can't do that. Peaks and valleys. I've been into some serious valleys as an entrepreneur. And I know that the only way to stay out of the valley is when you're on top, do everything you can to learn from what it was like being on bottom, so that your little valleys will become like just little swoops, little slope versus this, but you'll just be like, whoop, that hit, but I was okay. Whoop, and it is possible through the discipline that we exercise and by taking heed to things as they change. Some people run in the house. Remember, I was saying that first thing is like, don't run in the house. Don't make unnecessary mistakes. Don't expose yourself to unnecessary risk. And don't make long-term decisions based on short-term changes. And I know it's hard to know because we don't know. But I know one thing, if there's a long term between you and you needing that money, then, you better be careful and talk to me, consider, it's not a loss until you accept these prices. And then consider getting a financial advisor. Historically, it has helped you increase your investment returns. I know that I've seen that with my clients. They've said, whoa, I'm so glad that we talked about that, because if I had done what I was thinking about doing, then I would have never, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, look at your work retirement plans, take them seriously. Investing, dollar cost averaging, putting money each month is, when the market is down, that works to your advantage because you're accumulating good investments just at cheaper prices. That's the way we have to see it. You go to the store, you see a dress that's one price, you go back and it's on sale and you were loving it at the other price, right? As long as it's a good quality company, all you've done is purchase it at a better value. I say you make money when you buy, not when you sell, right? When you buy at the right price, that's where you made the money. So think about it, even though you don't see that gain until later, but it's that cost basis. It's that cost basis that determines your gain. And then preparing for these types of changes in the first place, knowing your risk level, making sure that, I think, it helps. Research says it helps to have a trusted advisor. The Bible says it helps to have a good, trusted, wise counsel. So consider it, but find the right person. I am here for you. Realizing your options, that there are options of guaranteeing your money, such as fixed hybrid annuities, fixed index annuities, income riders, and then also understanding asset allocation. So that hopefully was a great sum up. This update, this market update, this financial update, this empowerment update was powered by JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afro Economics. I'm JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer. We provide investment portfolios, insurance and annuities, entrepreneurship, training and planning, tax strategies, legacy planning, and Afro Economics membership, anything you could ever ask for. I bet if we put in time, I don't know how low it is, but I can definitely increase your credit standing. So that can help in many ways. Just reach out and take advantage of even the free membership. No excuses. Don't hesitate to call me at 1-844-JB Bryan. My birthday is tomorrow. Look, I should have had my music playing. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know where my YouTube is now. I was thinking, oh my goodness. So somebody tell me happy birthday. Somebody come up on, somebody come up live on there and sing it to me. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. Happy birthday. I just have been birthday. They sang to me over the birthday. They got me a cake. I didn't even eat any of the birthday cake. You know, I was like so excited. And I don't know. I just was so excited. I'm trying to find that birthday, but I don't know. I'm gonna sing it to my song. Thank you, Larry. I am glad that you are safe. We had a member who actually, but had a car accident on the way to us, and I just thank God that you're okay. Y'all know me, right? I got out 50. Can you hear it? Got to get my computer fixed. He said, go shorty, it's your birthday. Thank you. Y'all have a great week. Get the help you need. Let's be empowered. So you will be smiling on your birthday too. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Thank you for being on our panel this weekend. Thank you for bringing your beautiful wife out. Thank you for introducing your lovely, fantastic sister to Afro Economics. It's a family affair. Another song. I love y'all. Strong man, Mr. Smith, you are back. Get in that gym like you never did it before. I can't wait to see you. I'm glad that you are doing well. You're going to be better than ever. Surgery can't stop us. Hey, Francine, thank you. Hey, Francine, I saw you dancing. We were line dancing. Y'all look on our fight. How you doing, Miss Hines? It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. Our Legacy Award winner, Rashawn's mom. I'm all up on this screen. Rashawn's mother is with us. Look at Rashawn. I told you I keep him right here with me. Rashawn, our Legacy Award winner for 2020. Love you. Love you, Miss Hines. Love Rashawn. Love Tyler. Love the entire Hines family. Y'all been with me since day one. Thank you, Miss Tyson. I thought about you. I said, where is Terry Tyson? My favorite loan officer in all the world. Change the world, girl. Y'all have a great day. A wonderful week. We're going to be all right. You won't find me in the club. You won't find me with no bottle of Bub either. But I like the beat. God is good indeed. Love y'all. I'm going to go rest like my mama told me. I feel good. Thank y'all. God bless. Please continue to pray for me. Good night now.